So you failed your first venture. You could get into this later, but you failed your first venture. How did you guys still have the confidence to be like, we still got something coming? Because me sometimes like it's just a story me and my brothers have that we laugh about. So how did you guys still have that motivation to be like, nah, we're good entrepreneurs, let's keep going type of thing?
Two things, man. First one, I wanted to get my lick back. I needed to get my lick back, man. That first thing that we did that failed, it loaded me too much. Like I was feeling it, do you know what I mean? And it was public, so it was a bit embarrassing as well. So it was like to prove to myself that no, I can do this, but also to prove to everyone else, like, because putting yourself out there, doing something in the real world, it's quite a daunting feeling. And then to do something and to fail, wow, big shame, especially in our community, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I needed to prove to myself and prove to the world that I had what it takes to actually be successful as an entrepreneur. And then secondly, I feel like failing had the reverse effect for me than it would for other people. So I think it taught me, number one, that I have the power to manifest something, like turn an idea into reality. And I think that was one of the first times in my life that I proved that in like an adult way. So that gave me confidence to kind of execute further ideas down the line. And then also I realized that failure is a part of the journey. Do you know what I mean? Like once I failed, I think failing first was a really good thing for me because since then I've been failing a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? But I realized that it's part of the process. Do you know what I mean? You need to fail. You need to understand failure in order to know success. And I think getting that failure done and dusted from the start, I was able to just accept that failure will be part of my journey. So yeah, man. But it wasn't easy though. Don't get it wrong. Like,
just to give a brief like intro, what was the thing that you failed at?
He's already smiling. I know that he knows already. But like, basically, I started like an investment group, and the idea was to bring together like-minded people. You know, most of us when we're in uni or whatever, everyone's just studying or people are doing rubbish on the side. But I was just talking to loads of people in and around campus, some of my friends, some acquaintances, and just like, oh, what are you interested in? What are you trying to do? Like, and anyone who told me that they were interested in something that was outside the box, I was like, oh, let's come together, let's make this group, work on different ideas together, support each other, invest money, etc. So the first idea we came up with was called the AF Party.
AF Party.
Okay.
So everyone who's from, you know, you're Nigerian.
Yeah,
Nigerian.
as well.
So, you know what I mean? If you're African, you know what African hall party is. And like, it was something that growing up, all of us, we attended plenty.
Yeah, enjoyed, make friends. You might never see them again.
Never see them again, but you had a lot of experiences.
That's my key, man.
That's
I miss you, man.
bro. I said I miss you. I feel you, bro. But like, yeah, man. So like that feeling, like when you're young, it hits different. Like, so we wanted to recreate that, but for our generation, because a lot of the African hall parties, of course, is done by the elders. Do you know what I mean? They
can't play certain music.
No.
Like,
It's Auntie's 60th birthday. You can't be playing Ashake and things like that.
You might be able to get away with a one. You know what I mean?
Maybe Lonely at the Top or something.
Lonely at the
You
Top.
can't be playing J Hus and all these. Do you know what I mean?
They'll be looking at us crazy.
Exactly.
But, so we wanted to bring that kind of energy, but for a younger generation. So we wanted to bring performers and like have, you know, more young up and coming DJs, food, people can dress up in attire, etc. And we feel such a good idea. And it was a good idea, do you know what I mean? Because we were the first people to do that at the time. So we executed this idea, and in the planning phase, it was tough. Do you know what I mean? You know, you guys have done stuff yourselves. Like, there's so many hurdles that you have to overcome. You just keep rolling with the punches, and we're like, okay, cool. We're getting through, getting this done. And then I think a few days before, certain things were just happening that was just making me aware that, wow, this idea that we're about to execute, it might not go all the way to plan. Do you know what I mean?
you know, you're like, this might be 60%
you understand? But we just had to get it done. Like, my business partner compares it to like a fire festival. I don't know if you watched that documentary.
He's out now, you know.
He's out.
He wants to do another one.
I beg.
What, you rolling?
Huh?
You rolling?
I'm down if you're.
Hey, I might. You never know.
I'm down, man.
What?
GUAP sponsored?
It's people like you that empower people like him.
Hey, listen.
Hey, but trust me, like, I relate to Broski because that feeling of like, you have such a good idea and your heart is in the right place, innit? But you want to deliver, but in the end, everything went wrong on the day. Like, from performers coming late. And bear in mind, we had a good lineup, you know. We had people like, you lot remember Timbo?
Oh, yeah.
Timbo. People like Timbo, Qualms and Flavor, Afro B on the lineup.
Okay.
Like, it was a good lineup, especially at that time. We invested a lot of money, like all the money that I earned from my placement, I spent it all on that. But yeah, performers were coming late. We didn't have enough food. Like there was logistical issues. Like by the people in London that were picking up the food were also picking up the table materials and stuff like that.
Where were they travelling to?
Kent.
Kent. Oh, okay.
So bear in mind, people are already starting to queue up outside,
yeah.
and they're still in London on their way to go and pick up the second batch of food with the table decoration while people are queuing outside.
You know, I don't want to say this, but like, you see black people timing, we need to eradicate that, man. We need to like nip it in the bud, rub it out, because
it's not cool anymore, man.
Bro, it's not cool.
Let's be professional, guys. Go on.
But we tried, you know, it was our first time doing an event, and these are the things that you don't think about. You kind of have to learn on the job, innit? So logistics, we didn't do the maths. Like, okay, cool. We just said food is in London, food to Kent. We didn't calculate. Okay, one stop for this food, then you have to go there. And you have to go there. Like, so it was a lot of things that went wrong. Like, and then Campus Watch came and shut it down early as well. So we promised the after party. Everyone was expecting to go till 2. They ended up coming at 10. To come and look up. Bear in mind, people have paid £25. They're expecting jollof rice,
and
fried
at
rice.
that time as well, it was like SFE was a
bro.
SFE was a stretcher like that, man.
It was bad. People were coming up to me on the spot asking for refunds. Like, I had to put out a statement the next day just to apologize to people and let everyone know, sorry, the money's gone. No one's getting the money back. And yeah, like, I just lost a lot of money. But I guess in that process, out of everyone in the group, Ibrahim and I realized that we worked the best together. So I think the day before we was talking about, you know, this idea, it might not go to plan, but let's do something afterwards. So we were just shooting ideas at each other, and we was talking about doing some sort of like student newsletter / magazine that would showcase emerging talent, blah, blah, blah. And like that was kind of the birth of the idea of GUAP. So when it finished, we was like, okay, cool. Now that the dust has settled, let's go back to that idea and start working on it.
So like, a lot has changed from then to now. Like a lot has changed in terms of what we class as a content creator.
Yeah.
We had like Don't Jealous Me. Well, that was a bit earlier, but you get like different types of content creators, maybe uploading to YouTube, Instagram, even the way Instagram has changed as well. Like we used to just post pictures. Now it's like full-blown content. How have you found like the transition from different, like just different platforms? Like there's Twitch now. I'm sure maybe Periscope was like a thing.
Yeah,
like
it came about.
Like how do you like navigate? Okay, this person's just talented. They're just cold. They're just charismatic at any field they're in.
That's a really good question. I think for us, we're so underground. Do you know what I mean? And like we like to actually look at people in the eyes and shake their hands. You know, so we're always outside from the early days. Like when we was trying to find who the creatives were that were out there, because back then the word creative didn't even exist.
Yeah, it didn't exist. I think that's like a fairly new thing.
It's very new.
Like, in terms of like it being an industry.
Yeah.
Before it was just you're doing a thing. Like it wasn't really.
Yeah, 100%. It's like there was a creative industry, but that wasn't.
It wasn't really us.
It wasn't for us. Nah. It was over there.
Yeah.
So then we was like, okay, there's no creative community, so like we can be the one to kind of use our platform to kind of try and foster that space.
Yeah.
So anyone who would meet in real life or see on the internet that was doing anything creative and they were talented, because talent isn't hard to spot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like if someone can sing, they can sing. If someone's funny, they're funny. Do you know what I mean? And one thing about us, we don't follow who's popular. I think that's why we're able to spot certain trends before they become a big thing. It's like, oh wow, you're talented. Like let's just see what we can do. Do you know what I mean? So I think for us, it's a very simple formula. And like at the time, you know, like you don't know Tommy Expensive. Yeah. He's goes by his full name now, Tom Mucci, but like he was the one that hosted our event. Do you know what I mean? So he was doing a lot of the social media memes and stuff like that at the time. So he was like one of the first content creators that I met in real life, but he was just a normal person. Do you know what I mean?
It's so weird because I've seen that guy like 5 times just walking in Peckham randomly.
Oh, he's from Ends.
Yeah, like I think he's like round your way actually.
Okay.
Because I think I was on the 343 and you're just there standing outside the chicken shop or something. I was like, so expensive. I was like, that's crazy.
Trust me, bro. So like someone like him, there were other people around. Like I think Big Tipper was popular at the time. Don't Jealous Me was even from the previous generation.
Yeah, him and A-Dot I think were probably previous.
Exactly, A-Dot, exactly. So like we were just looking around, and at the time I was just a consumer. Yeah. You know, so we were stepping out of our comfort zone, going out and actually bucking these people. Then we realized, oh wait, there's also people who are into fashion. There's also people who are doing music, there's people producing, there's people styling.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like opening us up to a whole new world. So we were just excited to meet everyone, do you know what I mean? And just, build our community.
Okay. Who would you say, like, you're really not proud that you discovered them, but you're like, damn, like, I was early on this one, like.
Yeah.
Brother, there's a few.
If you could choose like I don't know, maybe like a 3, maybe not if there's 1.
Yeah.
Or like, who you can say, you know what,
These aren't even his favourites. These are just something he was like, damn.
Just have to do a quick disclaimer. Definitely Nux. Obviously, you lot mentioned Nux. Like, a lot of people might have seen the recent cover we did with him, probably in like 2021 or so. But a lot of people don't realize we had him on a cover in 2017. I believe we had him on a cover alongside Koji Radical, who's doing bits himself now, and SNE, a rapper from Hackney, who was also doing bits as well at the time. And that was when I met Nux. He had locks, but his locks were a bit shorter, do you know what I mean? But he always had that swag. He always was. One thing about Nux I always say is like, number 1, he has a great team around him. 2, he's so humble, and he's just a good person. Do you know what I mean? Like I meet a lot of people in this industry and this community, and it's easy for me to spot somebody who's a genuine person.
Yeah.
And like, one thing about him, he's remained the same from day. Do you know what I mean? But he's always been talented. He always had that swag. He was producing his own stuff. So for us, although he was from the complete other side of London, like, we spotted the talent. Do you know what I mean? So we believe we gave him his first magazine cover at the time. He performed at loads of our events in the early days as well. So that's been beautiful to watch his like career blossom, and like to see how the world looks at him now. It's amazing because we've been looking at him like that since 2017. Do you know what I mean? So that's one. Another easy one is just like throw out there, like J Hus. We actually gave J Hus his first ever.
If you guys like that, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be up to date with all of our releases. And tune into the whole episode now on Spotify and Apple.
We